What's up, guys and gals, fellers and fillettes? Out here in the garage today, but we are working on a bike. Yes, for once, I have a bike problem and I can do something, put out some content that's not a bike ride. Sorry about this, bike fellers, but you know, my bikes, they just, I'm not bragging or anything else, and knock on wood if I had any in front of me, but they just don't break down that often. And when you do break down, I do show it. You know, this bike, I've had all kinds of problems with it. You go back to my videos, through my videos, and this bike's on there, I don't know how many times. Anyway, last bike ride I had this on, last bike ride video I did, this thing seemed like it had an air leak to me. Going down some hills and whatnot, I was letting off, and she'd either stay revved high or take a few seconds to come down to return to idle, and that's an air leak to me. You know, that's a sign of an air leak, is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, and anywho, we're going to do a little test here with some brake clean, and yeah, this stuff works great. Brake parts cleaner. This stuff will work for a lot of things. Anyways, it's a good way to test your little two-stroke engines, or any engine really, four-stroke too, for air leaks, vacuum leaks. And what vacuum leaks do is they thin out your gas and air mixture down to where these little two-strokes ain't getting no oil no more, so they seize up on you. So let's get to checking and see what we got. Stick around. Right there's my air leak. A little bit of brake cleaner or starting fluid, spray it around it while it's sitting there idling. It'll either kill it or make it rev real high. Either way, you're going to see where it's sucked in the cleaner. Now, I was just suspecting the intake right here, because the holes are drilled so freaking shallow on these cylinders. You're lucky to get, 5 good turns in there before you're bottomed out into the hole. They need to be drilled out and rethreaded, I guess, but the way I see it, man, that's a little bitty, $20, $30 cylinder. If it blows up, screw it. I will just replace it. They're disposable engines, they're $100, complete, so you're not really out a whole lot, even if you've got a little bit of use out of them. That's the way I see it. Basically a disposable engine. Some people get a little carried away with them, but these are toys just the same as my freaking go-karts or anything else. I build them to play with, and as long as they do what I want them to do, I don't mess with them. I'll go stick a bunch of money into it and trying to upgrade it with generic parts that are just a little bit better than, or a better design than what their stock is. I'm just not into all that, I'm a firm believer, if it works, don't fix it, fellers. Anyways, that's my air leak, and that's where I got to fix it, because that creates a lean condition on this bike. And as some of you may know, a lean condition on a two-stroke that only gets oil, or the only oil that it gets is what's mixed in with your gas and going through the engine. So that's not a whole lot of lubrication. If you thin that down with air, disaster, promise. So last bike ride, I noticed it was running a little bit lean to me, because it wasn't coming quite down off of the back, returning to idle, as soon as I'd let off the throttle. And that's a sure sign of an air leak too, or them staying at the RPM that you're actually riding at. When you pull in the clutch and let off the gas, it'll just stay right there at that RPM for a few seconds. And that's another surefire way of telling you got an air leak. So the brake clean just confirmed my suspicions, and now we're going to just pop that off and see if my, the carburetor moved, or the maybe the O-rings, popped out of place, or what. See what the problem is. So let's see here. That's what I can find. Okay, as you see, got the air filter box off and the carb loose. So I can see the O-ring down in there. You guys probably can't see it very well, but it is in place. I don't really see anything I suspect is leaking there. Ooh, a little bit of gas. So I guess it's going to be this dude right here. So I'm going to wrap it with some Teflon plumber's tape, which will work for a little while. I mean, I'm guessing that it's leaking right around in here somewhere. Anyways, that seems to work on the other bikes I've had. So we'll go ahead with that. We want to leave that particular hole open. See if I can slide this on without. So let's throw on the chest harness. Let's tear down the road, see how it acts. I'm not so sure. I want to get some into that cheap little Chinese air box. That's what you want to call it. So on the chest to go. We're going for a test drive. Fellers and fellettes. It's better than the other day. Yeah. I believe we got her. I guess I should have done a before video. Damn it, I'll keep that in mind, guys. Let's go a little bit further down here. Oh yeah, that's definitely better. So, conclusion. Better. Not for sure if it's exactly right because, like I said, some of that's sucking in through other orifices with the brake clean. Wish I had a little bit, one with a straw maybe, get a little bit easier flow down through there instead of just a big burst of brake cleaner. Anyway, there it is, guys. A bike repair video. Something besides a ride. Huh. Give it a thumbs up. If you haven't, please subscribe. Thanks for following along with me today. And maybe you learned something. Probably not. But that's okay, you know. It's not always about that. It's about fun too. So we will see you guys soon with our next video. Peace.